Hi, I'm Kim Piazza. Welcome back to What's the Buzz in Western New York. We're here in downtown Buffalo at Shea Smith Theater, and we're going to find out about a wonderful new show called Blood Type Ragu, starring Frank, and I'm going to have Frank pronounce his last name for me.
Ingrasciotta.
Ingrasciotta.
Long Italian.
Well, you're going to be welcome in Western New York, Frank, because we've got quite the Italian community.
Great.
And you're here with your show, your touring show, that it's a one-man show, but it is not stand-up comedy.
No, it's
a play.
It's a play, yes.
It's a full-length play.
Full-length play.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Right, just me.
So it's a one-man show.
Right.
And it's a one-man show that you wrote?
I wrote and performed. I play over 22 characters.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
One man, 22 people,
It's me.
one night.
Yes. Bipolar.
Multiple personality disorder, Frank. That's okay. We get you here in Buffalo. We understand that here in Buffalo. And of course, you can tell by your title, Blood Type Ragu, that your show is about your Italian heritage.
Yes, it is. Yes. Growing up as a coming-of-age story, growing up as a first-generation child.
A first-generation child. Tell us what that means.
That means that your parents are immigrants and you're the child of immigrants.
So this is a show about your Italian family meeting American culture.
Right, right. It's what a first-generation immigrant child goes through growing up between those two cultures, the world inside the house and then the world outside the house, and all the funny and poignant things that happen along the way.
Sure. So actually, I would think that would lead to a lot of comedy.
Right, very funny. I play my parents, my siblings, aunts, uncles, neighbors on the block, because you know my mother never knew anybody's real name. She always nicknamed them by the most outstanding feature or characteristic.
What would she nickname me?
La Bella, the beautiful.
Oh, good answer, Frank. Good answer.
You know, but there were others. You know, there was the La Scheggiata, the raging spinster. There was the woolly hunchback. You know, the passionate dead woman.
Oh my goodness.
I play them all.
All 22.
All 22.
Oh my word, Frank, this sounds awesome. This sounds like a great night. This is a fun night.
It's a fun night, and you don't have to be Italian to enjoy it because it really is just a story about a family that happens to be Italian.
You know, we were talking earlier about your show and how, although it is based in your experience, and so you're using your Italian family, it's about family, and it's the kind of thing that you could actually this show up and place it in the context of another culture.
Yes, another culture. I have young people from other cultures that come up to me after the show and say, oh my God, you told my story. You know, people maybe like from an Indian culture, Middle Eastern culture, where that first generation is a little bit more, prevalent, whereas, Italians now maybe into the second, third, fourth generation, although they're still first generation people like me.
Sure. And we definitely want to talk about that this is an award-winning show.
Yes.
Right? So what we have here is, of course, this is written and performed by Frank, and that this is a United Solo Award winner for Best Comic Actor and Best Comic Script.
Yes, and I was up against people with one-man shows like Bette Midler and Hugh Jackman and John Leguizamo, and I won.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. So, this is an off-Broadway show that has just critically acclaimed, and we're lucky enough that we have you here in Buffalo.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm so looking forward to the Buffalo audience. And
we're a good audience. We're a wild audience. They may yell back to the stage from the audience here in Buffalo. You get some of Italian characters in your audience. We're going to enjoy you. And you've been touring for 5 years.
Yes.
So this is a really successful show.
Yes.
And obviously, it's a show that the audiences enjoy, or you wouldn't be on the road for 5 years.
That's right. I played Atlanta, Atlantic City. I just did Albany, where I actually I had a lunch with Governor Cuomo. I did it at the New York State Capitol. He had invited me there to do 20 minutes for the legislators there. Oh, and so I got a very good reception in Albany
what an
a couple of years ago.
What an honor.
So, and he was like, "What type Ragu? Oh, I'm gonna come."
That's excellent. That's excellent. So, you know, here you are telling the story of your life, of your family. It's a great evening. It's a fun night out. We may already know the answer to this question, but I'll ask anyway. What inspired you to write this show?
Well, I always had these stories that I would tell to friends, to family, and it would get a great response. And they would say to me, you know, you really should do something with it. So one day I just said, you know what, I'm going to. I enrolled in a writing class, and I wrote it down. I got the stories together. I gave it a through line. I gave it a story, and henceforth, Blood Type Ragu.
Blood Type Ragu. And when you tell people this is really kind of the true story of your life.
Yes.
Do they believe you?
It is. I mean, it's actually, my life was even bigger than this story. But, you know, for the sake of artistic license, I might take, you know, 5 ants and put them into 1 ant. You know, but 80% of the story is mine. 20% is my wife's story. My wife's story is mixed in, because she had some interesting and delicious characters in her upbringing as well. And it makes for a great night of theater. Yes, but it's based on my life. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Blood Type Ragu. Oh, I hope to see you there.
Right. It's running, I think, from the 14th to the 19th. So.
Thank you
Thank you so much, Kim.
Frank.
Thank you for having me on What's the Buzz.
You're so much fun to talk to. I can't wait to see what you're like on stage.
Thank you.
See you there, Western New York. Award-winning writer-performer Frank Ingrasciotta gives a tour de force performance in this humorous and heartwarming one-man play. Blood Type Ragu comes to the Shea Smith Theater for 7 performances, October 14th through the 19th. For tickets, call 1-800-735-3000. Go to Ticketmaster.com or the Shea's Ticket Office at 650 Main Street, Buffalo. Next, just say cheese.